I have a couple questions for you today. It's about, would there be foul play if there's a cover-up? In other words, why cover it up if it's not foul play? So with that, we're going to get started. Are you ready to talk about the evidence? Where'd that go? We're going to be talking about the evidence in Jay Slater, and it was removed. Like, for realsy. Get started. Are you ready? Okay. Ha ha. Here's the thing. Your brain is hardwired to problem solve. And when the equation doesn't make sense, you get stuck. You're like, why isn't this working? Why doesn't this make sense? It's like something's wrong with the equation. So I want you to join me today, Mama D, on a Level 11 True Crime. Get comfortable and let's talk a minute, because I have something to show you that was caught in the first 72 hours of Jay Slater going missing in Masca at the Airbnb. Yeah, see, reporters showed up. But they aren't filming this. This is going on in the background. But it's what it says. Literally, what is written on the vehicle tells us some answers. So, very excited to be here. I hope you are well. I'm excited to get started. Remember, over here on the first channel, we hit it hard. We get our show and tell out there. But if you want your comments read and shared, your theories shared, jump over with me on my second channel by doing the time warp again. And we'll fully discuss everything over there. And that comes up right after this. All right, you guys, let's get our PowerPoint on the board. Before we start, I want to say thank you to my moderators so incredibly much. Rach, not that Rach, is taking a little leap just to catch her breath. Got some things going on. Lots of love to you, Rach, and thank you, my beautiful. Welcome, Jennifer Swain, Debbie Gazzardo, and Zoe YM. And hello to all my beautiful starlights and all of you watching, whether you're live or replay. I am so glad you're here, because what I'm going to show you, I think, could be important. Or at least it would have been. You feel me? Like it would have been important. But then I have to ask again, this is the crux. Is proof of removal of evidence a crime if you needed that evidence to prove it was a crime? OMG, let's just get into it. Proof of evidence removal. Here we go. Let's jump into this. Oh, before we get into that, no, I'll show you this in a minute. This is something else. Let's stay on this. Jay Slater. So a reporter shows up on June 20th. Remember, June 17th is when Jay went missing. 72 hours within... Honey, you are a neighbor. Let's pretend for a minute. Let's role play, as I say. You're a neighbor up in Masca. Remember how that one neighbor heard something going on at 6 o'clock in the morning over at that place? Well, you've heard that, and you're like, Now the boy's been reported missing 19. You're just a neighbor. And you're passing flyers and stuff, but you're pretty much having to work and do your job and all this kind of stuff or whatever you're doing. And you come home after finding out that your neighbor said there was a whole hell of a lot of noise coming from over there, right? And now, within 72 hours, they're not just cleaning that place. They're fumigating the place. And it hasn't even had anybody there with tape yet to say, caution, we're looking at this. Nobody has checked this. The families just got to the place. Had they even looked at it? You're the neighbor of the neighbor that heard it. What's going on in your head? Seeing a van fumigation service across the window, parked in front of the now missing kid's place. Where are you mentally? Because to me, I'd be all like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think I'm with you. I think I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, before I continue to get into the back of this, which I always like migrate my face to where I'm like talking to you, right? All right, so you're the neighbor. Okay. Let me get the screen, neighbor. I love my neighbors. I love you all. You're the neighbor. You see a news crew arrive. It's within 72 hours of the boy being reported missing. Listen to this. Now watch close. Oh, wrong screen. Yeah, of course.
Seen here at this villa, Casa Abuela Tina.
Are you, whoa. Let's grab that, make that bigger. Let's do that. He's stopped. Now, the reporter has no idea what he's really recording. Now, I'm going to save that picture, and we're going to come back to it in just a minute. We'll just save that right here. Let's go ahead. Let's get it to where he was. Now, where is this vehicle parked? Let's watch again. Okay, there it is. We've got whatever that says.
In B, and we've been able to firmly establish that the picture of Jay taken
right
here and sent
there
on Snapchat with a cigarette.
It's not just somewhere in Masca. No. It's there at the Airbnb. This is June 20th. But what the reporter doesn't realize, I don't think, is what this says. So I'm going to try to create a little bit of work here to make this easier for you to read, right? We'll sharpen it a little bit. We'll brighten it. We'll put some contrast on there. Okay, now let's crop it. Let's just take it down a notch. We could probably grab all of it and still make it big enough. All right. Now, I don't speak Spanish, but I know what that means when it says that. Fumigation? Are you serious? Fumigation? You guys. Whoops. What am I grabbing? I'm grabbing the wrong window again. Fumigation, a commercial cleaning fumigation. Within 72 hours of someone that had stayed there is nowhere to be found, vanished. To me, I'm with you. That screams that someone's covering it up, that someone's hiding things. But do you feel that this may mean, and here's the big problem that our brain has to work through together, me and you, is does this mean Jay was in Masca, in the Airbnb, either alive or DEAD? Because otherwise, why would they fumigate? And if he left alive, so what? But if his demise or if harm, where BLOOD or biohazard material could be found, you may fumigate if you're covering up a crime. But the biggest question is, forget about the foul play, just simply ask yourself, if this is an accident, the boy is missing within 3 days, why would you fumigate it? I'm stuck. How about you? The only alternative then for me and possibly you is for us to look at it and go, So there's really no reason to fumigate it if the person left alive and well. And, you know, it doesn't make sense. Like, wouldn't they want to maybe see if he drops something or something? But why would they fumigate? Not just clean, but fumigate it. And then the next part is, okay, so that doesn't work. So where are you? Let me know what you're thinking. Why would they fumigate within 72 hours? Hire a commercial service, not Ophelia with the string mop and a bucket and her non-existent son with the shirt up over the belly and the wheelbarrow going, yeah, Ma, what you want me to do with this? And no, a professional that actually has a vehicle and a van dedicated to a true standard of cleanliness. You feel me? And this isn't just your normal cleaner. This is a fumigator. This is like a professional. You call a professional in when a crime comes. I'm just saying, Roman. OMG, Roman. My mind is Roman. Why you hiring a pro to clean if the boy just walked off the cliff? Why you hiring a pro at all? Why you doing it within 72 hours before anybody's really understanding to even take it serious? Remember, you got Lucy doing her interview. I don't know. It was 8:30. He said he was stuck by a cactus. She's overdoing that interview. They're getting a professional cleaning service right now. What you thinking on that? Well, let's see what Rach thinks about that. Let me make this big for you. I want you to get the full effect. Indeed. A lot of you you remember this. I know you do. You were like, this video, if anybody has this video, share it. Because we all know what Rach says about this entire scenario. All right, here you go.
I've done things, haven't I? The proof will come out if it needs to come out, won't it?
Boom! Where's our goat? Did you hear her? That is by far the standard omission of guilty knowledge. The standard confession of having knowledge that isn't out there yet. It's guilty knowledge. The truth will come out when it needs to, yeah? So it's not out. Let's back it up. Does she not remind you of like Bugs Bunny or something?
I've done things, haven't I? The proof will come out if it needs to come out, won't it? Just not, honestly, I don't know what's through their heads.
And then she says, you know what? Honestly, see, so when you hear that, it suggests to you, when you hear somebody tell a whole bunch of shite, and then they're like, honestly, like as if they haven't been honest this other time. That they need to right now state that this is the honest moment. So to prefix, you know, to be honest, to prefix that with this whole line of the truth will come out when it needs to. And then to be honest, to me, I'm not a word person. We need Duncan Smith on this, Timmy Dunks, or deception detective. But I don't think we got to be. I think we got this thing called built-in common sense. Yeah. Obviously, she knows more. It's killing me. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted you to see this. This is bizarre as all get out. And I'll try to speed up. I know. This fish is a black, weird fish from way, way, way deep in the ocean. Very rarely seen ever. It comes to the surface at the Canary Islands there. They're freaking out. They're freaking out because fish like that one and this one, incredibly rare.
What are you doing?
This is an oarfish,
What are you doing?
and nobody gets to see them in real life because they live so low. And all the locals are that are superstitious are saying that's going to mean big volcanic activity or something. So I think that little landslide and this whole bull crap is about to blow. I told you, the universe. I'm not the one doing it, y'all. I'm just predicting a little bit, saying you got fish that live at below 1,000 feet that are surfacing at your beaches. You better take that serious. That's the universe saying, hey, that's not normal. Now, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to give you a whole bunch of old Christmas tenegrief.
This is where his phone is pinged. No, it's not pinged where I am on the path.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
It looks like it's pinged in the bush. I'm telling you now, he hasn't walked down there. You're not. There's nothing even to stand on. It's just brambles.
Listen close.
You're gonna lose your footing straight away. So, for me, if the phone's pinged in this area here, it's because someone's thrown it there.
Did you hear him? I mean, right there it be. Let's go part 2. I think it's Pumpkin Spice, I believe, that put a bunch of these out. Thank you, Lola. If I got that right.
Seriously, forget this. I've moved into the brambles about fucking 5 meters.
Just listen. Don't matter about the visual.
There's nothing to get your foot in. There is no fucking way a lad after a 3-day bender.
There is no effing way a lad after a 3-day bender, yes, Christmas, has walked
into these fucking brambles.
Into these effing brambles. Isn't it great to have these old videos when the truth was coming out like honey out of the beehive, just dripping with richness and fullness? That common sense was right there before the evil lugster swooped in and got DTR and Lucky and rounded up all the little searchers and said, come here. I got something to say and I got some Kool-Aid. And any searcher that wasn't on board with that was like flung away. And then you get that whole clip, which I will get someday when I find it. Somebody will send it to me. We've got it somewhere. You and I both know. Rachel stated on a live she knew Lucky. So it goes. Rach the controller. Doesn't she manage this like a business? Like you're protecting not only your kid, but maybe your business, your livelihood? Is there something going on where she's got cryptos invested into some little, I don't know. She's protecting this like she was there or something. I don't know. It's so weird. But like Rach said, the truth will come out when it needs to. Honestly. Okay. Christmas tenegrief, here you are.
Makes sense. And again, it just doesn't make sense. If Jay's phone is pinged in these brambles and in these bushes, why would he walk down there when there's a perfectly good path here?
There it is. Why? Why, Chris? You were asking it. Why?
I don't even know how to get up there. It's like, it's so dense. How do you navigate your way through this?
And you're having a panic, Chris, and you're on a road. where you could drive a car. Look, car parked down there. Look, a car. See the car? Air conditioning if you need it. Cold water if you want, probably in a cooler. Feel me? Now this says, Jay Slater. Hold on, I got to go off camera and read it because it's tiny. This is where Chris was saying the Guardia Civil did not go on that Saturday to find Jay. Then he would go by a boat or walk from the beach to that point they believed Jay was at. However, he never did. Instead, later, he used the excuse Jay was found and body out on Sunday. After he said Monday, Saturday first. I don't know what that means, but just listen. This is like what?
Was going to drop me off with Adrian by boat, and we were going to walk up from the beach.
So remember when Crispy and Lukey were saying that you couldn't do that. You couldn't go from the beach to where Jay was found. You cannot do that, Sam I Am. But yet, this is where he's claiming they were going to do it.
To exactly the point we told people to go to.
So you can get from the beach to the exact place where Jay was found. You can. Right here, he's confirming. All right, let's get over here to this one. So this states 30 minutes from Airbnb and 20 minutes to ping area. So 50 minutes total from the Airbnb to the ping area. That's weird because it was Lucy that brought up 8:50, right? So we're talking about 50 minutes, 8:50, which means when Jay was talking to Lucy, he would have had to have left the Airbnb at 8 o'clock on the nose, on the dot. Therefore, he could not be at his pinged location 50 minutes later unless he left the Airbnb at exactly 8 o'clock and not a second later. However, Ophelia talked to Jay allegedly at 8:21 and later. Not possible. Mathematically impossible and improbable. So not only do we have an unbelievable narrative, we have a time issue. The timeline is impossible. So with the timeline impossible that Jay is at the said location at 8:50, he would have left the Airbnb at 8 o'clock. Ophelia could not be talking to Jay at 8:20 or any time thereafter. And Jay be at that pinged location at 8:50 when Lucy talked. And even to confound this more, if we go by the screenshot that Brad allegedly had, it actually would have put Jay there at 8:21. There's a bigger problem. Because again, we need 50 minutes to get from the Airbnb to that said location, which puts me having to leave the Airbnb a full 30 minutes earlier than 8 o'clock. If we negate Ophelia's statement and Lucy's and we go by Brad's, we now have to leave the Airbnb by 7:30 a.m. at the absolute latest. Now, that means he took his picture, allegedly, at the B&B of his feet and his cigarette, and then instantly evaporated right there. Had to get going, had to get rolling. So not only is Ophelia a liar because she can speak English, we all knew she could. DTR now proves it, right? In an older video. But now we know There was no way she could talk to him. And then at 8:50 or even at 8:21, for him to possibly be at this ping point that is being shared. There's no way. I hope I did the math all right. So I'll go ahead and I'll share what this person's saying. So this states 30 minutes from the Airbnb and 20 minutes to the ping area. So 50 minutes total from the Airbnb to the ping area. And yet the screenshot of Jay's location shows he was at that pinged area at 8:21. Again, 30 minutes that he couldn't have done it in 21 minutes. He had to have 50 minutes on foot. On foot, it's 50 minutes. But he's done it in 21. We don't know how, right? What? Make it make sense, and then we'll be quiet, it says. All right, let's watch.
When I walked through this thicket the other day, well, I've walked from the Airbnb to this point, it's exactly half an hour. If he left the Airbnb at 8 o'clock and he called Brad at 8:30, it's this point where he's come off. To get from here, through that thicket, to just in front of that palm tree, took me 20 minutes. When he last called Lucy and sent the screenshot, it was 20 minutes later.
All right. You feel me? Let's see what we got here. How much time do we got? Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go. We got more to share. All right. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we will continue. I didn't get to get through about half of it, so I hope you'll come back with me tomorrow. But if you want to continue on, get your theory out there, get your questions out there, open discussion with the fam. Just jump over with me, Mama D, and family on the time warp again, which I'm going to be late at. So let's get our music going. Where is it? Where is it? Over here. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Saxon. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you all. Saxon, thank you. Saxon, thank you for gifting 10 beautiful new starlights. Welcome. Thank you, Saxon. I appreciate all of you. I will see you again very soon. I love you. To the moon and back. I got something to share with you that I just think is wonderful. We're going to end on this. I'm going to turn the music real low. I'm going to make this real big. And I'm going to leave you with this. And don't you forget it. Don't ever forget this, because this is the most important thing you know. I love you. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy, bit faster. You are my sunshine.